It's time we have an important discussion. It's something that I feel I need to publicly address. Stop trying to scam me. 5 days ago, I posted this video saying that I will give $25,000 to anyone who could find some videos I deleted from 2007 to 2010. As I mentioned, I believe it to be an impossible task, but on my Twitch streams, people convinced me that it might be possible, so I figured I'd make it a fun lost media challenge. Since posting that video, I have been inundated by low-effort scammers trying their best to deceive me. Like some real dog shit things like, Charlie, I'll double your Bitcoin and find your videos. Just send the 25K first. You know, just like really dog shit garbage attempts to take the money from the challenge without doing any of the work. I started playing RuneScape in 2005. I have been scammed more times than a rich old lady who always answers a telemarketer's phone call. I have been used like a fucking fleshlight by scammers since I was a kid. I was baptized in the flames of scams. I understand scams, how to recognize them, and I'm not that gullible. I don't usually fall for scams anymore. However, the scammers are getting more creative and clever. I was almost fooled by one the other night, and I'll go over that in just a little bit. But first, let me just go ahead and talk a little bit about this Lost Media Challenge. I've received so many emails and messages from people saying that I owe them money because they found my first Gears of War sniper montage, a video that is currently still on my channel. People are literally just going to my channel and sorting by oldest and then saying I owe them money for finding those videos. You think I would pay $25,000 for someone to click 2 buttons on my channel? You think I haven't done that? Again, the challenge was finding the 500 or so videos I deleted from 2007 to 2010. And I'd mentioned I'd pay money per video that was found. And because of this, people have just been sending me random links to old videos that are still on YouTube. All people are doing is typing in the name Critical or Mabo Insano on YouTube and sorting by upload date and going backwards, and they're sending me links to things like my Torquebow Ricochet montage, my Gears of War 2 mini-tage, Bull Talk montage, videos that still exist on YouTube on other people's channels because I sent them there. I never deleted those videos, I sent them there because those were montage hubs back in the day, so obviously I know about them. Those were never lost videos. And what makes this pretty upsetting is in the initial video where I talked about this bounty, I even talked about that. I pulled up the Torquebow Ricochet montage saying, I know this is where people would immediately go to, you know, thinking that it's a lost video, but it isn't. And it makes it very clear that most people didn't watch the whole video or even watch half of it. Because I even pulled up Gearsopedia content saying this is not lost videos, so please don't send it. And I have gotten hundreds upon hundreds of people sending me those videos and demanding that I pay them for that. It's fucking sickening. It is swamping up my ass real hard. Those aren't any deleted videos. You're not, hacking into the mainframe and finding these by just searching Critical and going backwards on YouTube. It's like when I posted that video, I lobotomized all these investigators. Like they just turned their brain off and scrambled to find anything to try and get money out of it. Obviously, I would have looked up Critical or Mabo Insano and sorted by upload date, or looked at old entries on other forums by Googling it. You can't find them like that, which is why I put such a high amount on being able to recover any of these videos. So please, stop just sending me links to YouTube videos that have been up for like 13, 14 years. I clearly know about them because they still show up when you search for them. Another thing people keep sending me is the archive.org dump, which has a lot of videos from my channel on it. And they're saying, look, Charlie, I found all your old videos, so where's my money? But what they didn't even bother to do is looking at those titles to see if those videos are deleted. The answer is no, they're not. In that entire archive.org dump from my channel, all of those videos are still on my channel, except for a couple that got blocked from old copyright stuff. But they're not old videos. Those are like 2014 stuff that got blocked on that dump. So it's not what I was looking for, and no one even bothered to check, and they're still demanding money from me for it. So I just wanted to clear up all of that confusion quickly, all right? Like I said, it's not some easy lost media challenge. It would be something that would take tons and tons of work, and I don't even know if it'd even be possible. Because like I said, YouTube can't recover them because this was before YouTube was bought by Google, so they don't have any archives of the deleted videos on their service anymore. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's even really possible. There's only been 2 people so far that have genuinely recovered some old content. One guy was able to find 10 seconds from an old glitch video that I posted, and then another guy was able to find an entire video that was deleted from another person's channel that had a commentary video of mine that I sent to them. From Pixel Enemy's channel, I made a guide for Star Wars Force Unleashed back in 2010, and that channel deleted it at some point along the way, and someone was able to actually recover it. So a bit later than what I was looking for, because it was never a video I posted or anything like that, but even still, that was extremely impressive, and one of the old, it is actually the only deleted video that has been recovered by someone so far. So yeah, I just wanted to do a PSA on that entire thing before showing you what I believe to be the most clever attempt at scamming me so far. This happened on stream a few nights ago. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/MoistCritical. Please stop in, put a few extra inches on your penis. We have a lot of fun over there. I'm probably streaming right now, and I would love to see you there. So come on in and say hello to me right now. Twitch.tv/MoistCritical. I'll put a link in the description. I see. This is a pretty good thumbnail. Halo 3 Dark Venom's Lone Wolf game. Let's see. No! Someone did it! No way! There's hope! Someone actually recovered one of the deleted videos. Let's fucking go. Is there audio? Hold on, I have it muted. No fucking way! Wait, how? Yeah, send me either an email or a DM or something. And tell me what kind of work went into this. I'm pretty optimistic now. That's fucking big. So this was one that I deleted, like genuine. This was not uploaded anywhere else, at least not that I'd ever found. It wasn't on archive way back. No random channel, nothing. This was a fully deleted in the void video. So Mabo Insano Hunter, make sure to DM me or email me. Which one? Who put that in the chat? Let me see. And I need to make sure you're like the actual one that did this and didn't just take someone else's work. But yeah, I'll pay for this one. It's 25 grand for the entire bounty, like if you find every single one of them, but I'll go video by video. But I want to know what kind of work went into this. How are you sure this is your video? Because I absolutely remember this. This is the right map. This is the right song. It's the right length. I never went above like 4 minutes. Also back then, you couldn't go above 9 minutes. 9 minutes was the limit, so I kept everything super short. Let me see. Let me see if they show the Dark Venom name. Because maybe you're right. Maybe they did just somehow... It'd take a lot of knowledge to be able to recreate it like this, though. Oh, you might be right. I don't see Dark Venom there. Oh, fuck, you might be right. But how? How would they... Wait, this is very deep now. Everything about this was right, but there is no Dark Venom here. As far as I remember, he didn't have another gamer tag. Because you mentioned the song in your YouTube Bounty Hunter video. That is true, I did mention the song, but I never mentioned the map. I don't think. I don't think I ever mentioned the map. I can't really rely on like my memories of how the match looked, because that's not very reliable. Yeah, you're right. Ashy360 did post it first. Huh. That is very odd. There is no Dark Venom here. Thank you, Twitch chat, for looking out. So Ashy was first, for sure. Comment your name down here, or like your email or something, so I can get in touch. They could have found the map on one of the stills from your video. True. That's true. I also... But this, again, I can't really rely too much on like my memory of the game itself. I don't think he even won the game. From what I recall, I don't remember him winning. I just remember him dropping a decent amount of kills, because like I said, we weren't good. We were never good. So him just doing well was like crazy to us. If you Google Lil John Paul 11, the guy's original channel pops up. Okay, let me see. The murder of John Paul I. That turned up nothing. You were right. That changed everything. I don't know what to believe, man. This has gotten very complicated. That means it's not recreated. That, again, that's why I'm saying it's very interesting. But if this was the Dark Venom game and he was, like, this is all genuine, his name wasn't John Paul. His name was Nelson. Not to throw the guy under, but I have good memory. I remember Dark Venom's name. His real name was Nelson. It wasn't John Paul. So I don't know why I'd have a Lil John Paul name. And I don't think he ever had another one because I only ever played with him as Dark Venom. And I'm pretty sure when I posted this, this was the title. He got the title right. He's missing an A. It was Dark with 2 A's, but this is it. This is what I titled it. I'm pretty sure he was Dark Venom in that video. I don't recall him being on the Lil John Paul account. What this also could be is someone just found an old gameplay free-for-all on this map and then set it to the song that I used back in the day, since I did mention the song. So they could have found this footage, but it's also not on this channel. So who would have posted this? One of these fucking milk-drinking children that didn't even drop 5 kills? Yeah, it is fake. There's a video by Perplexian Films. So this video is a video from Perplexian Films? Or is this just your channel now? You're right! Those goddamn ruffians! They tried to fake it. Nice. Chat. How did you find this? Actual fucking galaxy brain. That's low. That's pretty goddamn low. Thank you, chat. Huge. You can fool me. Well, I wasn't totally convinced either. I was the one that noticed the name, just saying. But you can't fool Twitch chat. How the fuck did you find this? So they took his video, pixelated it a little. Well, actually, they didn't even really need to drop the quality because it was a 2010 video. And they just put the song to it. Fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I don't think anyone will ever be able to recover those old videos. That's even more so scummy for the money aspect, but also just it's so immoral. You know how badly I want these videos back? To play with me like that? Ugh. You found it because Lil Jon is subbed to him. We have like real detectives in here. Thanks to give some spider in the prime horny. I wonder if I did contact them, what they would have said for how they recovered the video. Just fucking techno mumbo jumbo, just a bunch of jargon that doesn't make any sense. I tapped into the flux capacitors, vibrated at the correct kilojoules, recovered it from the ether. Damn, man, I got so fucking excited. Another day, another goofy crypto project to laugh at. Yesterday, I was finding tons of beautiful NFTs to make me sick to my stomach, such as the Adolf Hitler collection, where apparently Adolf Hitler's soul has been minted into the blockchain in a collection called the Adolphis, which is basically Bored Apes, but with Hitler. I'm guessing that project's really popping off. And then, of course, recently Troy Baker went on Twitter and publicly shot himself in the foot by announcing his own NFT project, saying, "You can hate or you can create." And collectively, he got hated. He got fucking ratioed straight to hell. He got banished to the shadow realm with a fat ratio. But neither of these projects are what we're talking about today. Today we're going to be looking at Cryptoland. I actually watched this on stream the other day. Before I enlighten you with the Cryptoland video, I wanted to clarify something. On stream before I watched this, I mentioned that I knew a very limited amount about Cryptoland, but I did mention a shitstorm that I saw on Twitter with Cryptoland in regards to kids. So I said that they allowed kids on their island, but apparently this wasn't exactly what they said, so I'll just show you the tweet. This was the tweet that caused all of the drama on Twitter, and it's a fucking weird tweet. So it's even, like, more disturbing than what I said going into the video, or what I thought it was about going into the video. It deals with the age of consent on their island. So further clarification, Cryptoland was also trying to be a real world thing where they were actually going to own a Fijian island for crypto enthusiasts, and someone asked what the age of consent on the island would be, and they just said mental maturity is enough with a winky face. So you can see why this was immediately just written off as a fucking creepy project. I just wanted to clarify this before showing you the video because I got it wrong in the beginning with what this was actually about. And also one other thing I learned is that Cryptoland has been DMCA striking people that shit talk their project. So if that does happen to this video, I will be fighting it legally, tooth and nail, and put as much money and time as I need to in order to combat that, because that is some outright bullshit. Cryptoland, I think, is what we're going to start with. Cryptoland is this new crypto scam or something. I don't know shit about it. The only reason I know this exists is because I saw an argument on Twitter where someone asked, who's allowed on Cryptoland? Are kids allowed? And they said anyone's allowed of mental maturity or something, so then everyone started calling Cryptoland Epstein Island. That's the only thing I know about this, and I know they had like a full-blown animated announcement that was really embarrassing.
Hi, this is me, Christopher, a crypto degen with a crush for crypto kitties. I'm on my way to Cryptoland, the #1...
That was pretty that was pretty quick. After just giving a brief backstory of the only thing I know about it, saying they like kids on the island or whatever, he just talks about his obsession with crypto kitties. In 6 seconds. Wow.
And when Connie,
Tier 1
the
Chris
founder,
and
told
Prime
me
Generic.
that visionary investors could own a piece of this unique island,
And I did kid one.
I smashed bought one of the 60 exclusive parcels on the blockchain hills. That's how I became a king cryptolander. And there it is.
Yeah. Let's go, Cryptoland.
Connie?
Christopher! Come here, buddy!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 50,000 blocks at least. Been waiting for you since...
This is like one of those
What
old
are you, a pending
PC games that
transaction
came
or
in
what?
cereal
Well, I guess I'm
boxes.
confirmed now.
Welcome to Cryptoland, the hodlers of last resort.
This must have cost them so much to make.
All the other king cryptolanders have been arriving from all corners of the world. When we get to the blockchain...
Oh, that's another thing. Also, one more thing I kind of know about this going into it. Apparently this wanted to be more, or wants to be more than crypto. It wants a physical island that you can go visit, which is why people got really bothered by them saying, like, as long as you're mentally mature, any age is welcome. Because that's like a weird thing to say. And, like, welcome onto your island of crypto, bros. So I think this whole thing is about, like, a real place in the real world that is also tied to the blockchain or something. Again, I only know a very limited amount from the Twitter arguments I was reading. Reddit Island 3.0, pretty much.
Not your keys, not your bitcoins. Seriously?
Your keys, your Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin.
Wow.
Where do you come up with these crazy ideas?
You goofball.
I'm not gonna tell you where.
Sir?
God, this is
Lambo's
embarrassing.
ready.
Holy shit.
What?
To the room, not the moon. Entering the
Oh my
blockchain
God.
hills.
Hey, what's that?
The Vladimir Club.
No, this is a real project. This is an actual project. Cryptoland is a real thing. Like, they have their own white paper and everything. A glimpse into the future we all deserve. Yeah, I guess that's one way of saying it. Oh, here. I guess this is a better explanation than I provided. It's a project headed by cryptocurrency enthusiasts to purchase an existing Fijian island and develop it into a haven for fellow cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Oh my god.
In this video, guys, I'm buying a real piece of land in crypto paradise on Fiji.
Shameless.
It's been a leak.
Fucking
I'm so
shameless.
excited.
Yeah, there's no dislikes though, so it must be good. Is it real though? No, man, it's a fucking scam. What do you mean, is it real? Here, I'll just keep letting the announcement play. Whoops.
Oh my... Wow!
Damn, this place looks sick.
Dope for vacations, but now
Yo,
that I'm
Bored
here-
Apes?
Folks approached me saying, Connie, we need somewhere where we can be programming surrounded by palm trees and views to open sea. They were sick of working
This is
from
a
tiny
great
offices.
mascot. He's like
Why
a
do that
Clippy
when they can work from paradise.
crypto.
So we built it. Come on in.
But all he can do is like
People are picking up their passes
vomit
for the event.
memes. Hey, he's having so much
Just wait
fun.
until you see what's next.
Yeah.
The Crypto Restaurant. You're gonna love this, Christopher.
Oh, I get to eat NFTs. Well, we don't have any real food, but we do have receipts of food.
No, please, go ahead. I'm not a fan of forks, you know?
Oy, 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 oy.
Classic. Thanks. Enjoy your meal.
Jesus
See you around.
Christ. Yikes.
While you were...
What's that?
That's Cryptoland's Walk of
Oh.
Fame.
Whoa!
Follow the
Satoshi.
Crypto stars and you'll get to the moon.
That was fun.
Boy, we are in Crypto Beach, and fun is the norm here.
Goddamn right, it's fun. Let's go.
Study the best.
What about the rug pull
Say
room?
when and box friend, but enough of swim. Let's go to the proof.
Who is this for? 6-year-olds?
Work out, make the ladies pass out.
What the fuck is this, man? Is there any... I have to look this up. I'm not going to do it on stream because I don't want to see the Council of Cock, but I'm going on Twitter real quick. Does Cryptoland have like a good following? Like people that saw this and like, oh my god, paradise at last. This is what I was born for. I'll take 5 crypto... What were these? Crypto Kitty NFTs? The fuck are they selling? I already forgot what it was called. This is sad. They posted an announcement 5 days ago. Dear Cryptolanders, we have been the victims of what seems to be a planned attack to harass, vilify, and twist our work. We condemn all the false information and false accusations being spread about Cryptoland and invite those who are truly interested to make their own research and politely ask us if they want to know anything about this amazing project. Much love, Cryptoland team. You know, bah humbug, fuck all those people that are misrepresenting the good work of the Cryptoland. I think they did a great job of making sure no one would ever be interested with this animation. I don't think there's any need to twist their words when this exists. Firefest for Crypto Virgins. I keep seeing that posted everywhere. Jesus Christ. My god, in their own household here. I can't find anything positive. Like, they're literally liking some of these tweets, too.
Crypto is in my chromosome.
Damn, this slaps.
Look at my face, I'm in the crypto space.
The gospel. The future is here, baby. And it's bright. Let's go.
Pilot?
Alright, I'm coming to Cryptoland, baby. That looks amazing. That looks
I'm
good.
exhausted.
I come from New York City, New York.
Oh my god, even Crazy Frog's here? He's been minted into the blockchain? That's actually just gonna get me DMCA'd.
See you all there.
Hey, see you on Cryptoland. Alright, that looked awesome. The land of DMCA strikes and cease and desist letters. They have resorted to legal threats and DMCA strikes and misrepresenting information, is that right?
Because they are doing the good old DMCA and sending legal threats to people.
Are they?
So good luck with that one, by the way, guys. But either way, let's start looking into some of this stuff.
Where is it?
The tweet about age of consent, right? Somebody tweeted at them and said, "What's the age of consent on Cryptoland?" And the Twitter account responded with this: "Mental maturity should be more than enough." Winky face.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, this stirred up quite the shitstorm. Like just a normal question. You know? And such a normal answer. It's weird that people have been besmirching the good name of Cryptoland. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is where EDP's hanging out now. Like, he works there. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, this is a very fucking weird response. And especially the winky face at the end.
I know that this is going to sound ridiculous because this wouldn't hold up in a court of law.
Yeah, but you're going to
obviously
bring up
this
the
isn't
winky
a court of
face.
law,
The winky
this is
face
a
is
court of
weird.
Public opinion. Why is there a winky face in there?
So this is when they started sending out cease and desist letters. It looks like the cease and desists are going well. Lol, 36k likes. Nice. The Cryptoland legal team. I promise you no such thing has ever existed in any crypto project ever. The legal team is, that's Voldemort's name. There's no such thing as legality when it comes to fucking crypto NFT teams. No shot.
It specifically states you can use this. It's free. Anybody can use
Oh, so they just
this,
used free assets.
But there
Damn.
is a condition, and the condition is
Looked like so much
you
hard work.
credit me.
So they stole a
power
bunch of
from corporate
assets.
entities and giving it back to the people. But of course, not when it suits us. Not when the corporate.
Oh, so it actually did go through on YouTube. I think that's one of the most laughable parts about YouTube is that something like Cryptoland can still take down a video, like from just some person. That's pretty wild.
This is a video that's showing every single one of their things is from somebody else on Instagram.
So they stole everything, and it's a terrible project to begin with. Nice. Well, I'm all caught up. That animation was pretty fucking lit, though. That shit really kind of went in. Do we have any Cryptolanders in chat? Will I be seeing any of you guys on the island? We're only 9 days into 2023, and I feel like we've already reached a point where scams have become more common than the cold. I just can't believe that there are still people that are falling for crypto scams in particular. It has to be the same people just doing it over and over again and not learning their lesson. Like that bit from every cartoon ever where someone steps on a rake and it hits them in the face, they turn around and step on another rake and it hits them in the face. That's people with crypto scams and losing money. Just going back and forth, ping-ponging around, getting spit roasted by every shady crypto company ever until they're completely out of money and then blame it on something else besides themselves to avoid taking any level of accountability and responsibility for their reckless actions. The reason I'm talking about this isn't because of what you think it is. Of course, Logan Paul and CryptoZoo is the biggest scam right now that's been exposed and has been being talked about by everyone, including me. But there have been a handful of other high-profile scams that have all come out, but they've all fallen into the cracks, into the shadows, because CryptoZoo's been kind of like this bullet sponge, taking all the heat for the others so that way they can die a quiet death without anyone discussing it or making a hoopla. But hoopla is my middle name. So I'm going to come in here and make a scene out of it. I'm going to shine a light on it because there's one in particular that I'd like to talk about today that I haven't really seen anyone go over. And this is once again an influencer-led crypto scam, but it goes bigger than just one project. This was multiple, and the creator came out and said that he gambled away all of the funds. He has a gambling addiction and all of the investors' money went to him gambling it. They say honesty is the best policy, and in this case I'm glad he came forward with that information. But man, you absolutely need to be held accountable for this shit. This was a high-profile, blatant scam where you mishandled every investor's money and everyone lost all of it. That's a crime. That's just like an actual financial crime. So we'll go over it from the top, but I gotta tell you, it really is incredible just how frequent these scams are now. It's worse than RuneScape right now. RuneScape has less scams than the real world at the moment. It's wild. Now, usually I like to think this goes without saying, but I'm going to make a special exception here and just say it anyway. Please don't go and harass this guy for all of this. He does need to be held accountable, but the right way by the right organizations, and the people that were actually affected, the victims, are the ones that should be coming forward to hold him accountable, not just like a giant mob with pitchforks after him on Twitter or Twitch or whatever. I don't usually even bother giving this warning because I think there's a level of trust between us. You know, we're like family, only closer. Like, we're related by something far stronger than blood, content. So, please don't harass this person. Just wanted to make that clear. Their name is DNP3. Now, I'm not familiar with DNP3, and I wasn't until this whole situation. From everything I can see, this is a streamer slash content creator whose entire brand was giveaways. He has over 600,000 followers on Twitter, 250k on Twitch, and over 100k on YouTube, so these are pretty big numbers, but it seems like they're heavily inflated because all he seems to do is giveaways, which is basically a real-world cheat code where you just, you know, hey, like, follow, retweet in order for a chance to win $100. Make sure to follow the stream and you might win $500, this and that. It's like a really fast growth strategy, but it doesn't have any real viewer retention or audience. People just treat you like a little money block in Mario where they can just keep jumping up and hitting coins out of it because you're frequently doing giveaways, but they're not really a fan of you. It's just people that are treating you like a giveaway fleshlight that they can fuck from time to time. So he used these giveaways to get these big numbers, which in turn conveys the idea that this person is more popular than they are and more trustworthy because bigger number, better person kind of mentality. So they use this to then platform these crypto coins, NFTs, these projects, and a lot of people bought into it, trusting that surely this guy's so well off he wouldn't be scamming us, which is a tale as old as time. People falling for that old idea. It's like my father always said, just because someone seems well off doesn't mean they won't suck a fart out of your butt. You can't be getting bewitched by this perceived popularity and think that they're automatically a trustworthy person. Now that I've kind of set the stage on who DP3 is, let's see his statement on what he's done. It's a twit longer. It says, "I'm sorry. There's no easy way to deliver this news, and this is by far one of the toughest messages I've ever had to deliver in my life. Over the last year, I got incredibly addicted to gambling. Every dollar I could find, I would put into stake in hopes of winning big. More people have lost money on stake than they have in the fucking stock market, it seems. Even when the big wins did happen, it wasn't enough. Eventually, I lost everything in addition to my own life savings. I also irresponsibly used investor funds to try and get my money back from the casino, which was wrong for so many reasons. To all my friends, family, and everyone who believed in me, I'm so deeply sorry. There aren't words to describe the level of shame and guilt I feel, and I can no longer live in this dark world, and this is my attempt to break free. I am now completely broke, both financially and spiritually. My sense of trust in myself is compromised. I'm working with a help group to start the path to recovery. I'll create a separate tweet which will have next steps for each of the projects I was involved in, including Clue, Xenia, Gridcraft, and Goobers. That sounds like a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe kind of book title right there. Gridcraft and Goobers. Like, good lord. They're two separate projects. I can get into that in a little bit, but one's an NFT and the other's just another crypto cash grab. I'm sorry that I betrayed your trust. I'm sorry that I did not live up to my values of integrity. I'm sorry that I let you all down. I'm sorry. The projects that he's listed here aren't small by any means. We're talking millions and millions of dollars that he gambled away. Now, I want to just go ahead and take a look at what I think is the biggest one, at least based on what I've seen, and that's KlueCoin. So I took a bit of a dive onto their website, and let's see what we got. And it is the most generic shitcoin imaginable, just unapologetic and shameless. This is probably copy and pasted from 1,000 other shitcoins websites. Together we can change the world. Yeah, I'm sure by purchasing these imaginary schmoobles, it'll all of a sudden change the world. It's just once again a cash grab, and there's DNP3 right there as the founder and CEO. Now, if you want to look at the graph, it's tragic, and it's as you'd expect. An absolutely colossal failure. Everyone's money lost. And DNP3 gambled all of it, most of it, I suppose. To me, even if he didn't gamble these funds, you were going to lose them anyway. It's a goddamn shitcoin. The inevitable fate of putting money into a shitcoin is that all of it vanishes as if it never existed in the first place. So I feel like no matter what, if you put money into any of these projects, it was going to go poof right down the shitter at some point anyway. It just so happened that the person behind it is even shadier than I would have ever expected, and he's just openly taking the mask off and letting you all know that he took your money and gambled it, and he's saying it right to your face. We can also trace back where the addiction started, it seems. Go back to the genesis. Oh man, I used to watch all your streams and I really didn't notice your addiction. I thought it was just fun for you. Really sad to read these words. I hope you can find some clarity, dude. Stay in peace with yourself and your family. DNP3 responds saying, started with a sponsored stream and unleashed an addiction I never knew I had. That's very interesting. So it seems the patient zero to this disease happened to be a crypto casino itself that sponsored one of his streams and threw him deep into the rabbit hole of gambling addiction. It's crazy. These crypto casinos have claimed more souls than Shang Tsung. They really get their fangs in you, it seems. Because this is not the first story, far from it, from these new crypto casinos that are sprouting up everywhere. Gambling addiction is really popping off these days. It seems like as there's more access to this kind of shit, more people are getting hooked on it. Addiction in any of its forms is bad, but gambling addiction is a super serious and scary one. Now, having that kind of real addiction doesn't excuse anything DNP3 did here. Far from it. It's still very much his fault, his responsibility, but it is sad that he's been struggling with a gambling addiction. But it's even sadder for all the victims that he stole money from to gamble, the millions that he used to gamble. That's what's more sad than the addiction itself, is the people that were affected by it because of him. What really rubbed me the wrong way about his twit longer is he says all of these things and they're sad, and it seems like he's trying to farm a little sympathy, but at no point does he offer any kind of action to help people that have been affected by his reckless gambling. He doesn't have any plan to get their money back. He doesn't have any idea on what to do to help the victims be made whole again. And I think that's one of the most important components that he needs to address. Okay, so you fucked up, you've gambled all of their money away. Well, now what? How are you going to help all of the people that you've betrayed? So yeah, that's kind of where the story's at right now. This is a rather new development. It's only a few days old, so the story's still being written here. We'll see how everything keeps playing out. But yeah, just another awful scam situation. I'm hoping the investors get their money back somehow. I don't know how, but hoping that they get their funds returned in a giant refund or something. But anyway, just wanted to bring this up. That's about it. See ya. In the UK right now, there's a product that's more valuable than gold that people are going absolutely wild and wacky over. It's Prime, which is the drink from KSI and Logan Paul. It's being treated like a holy elixir that's understocked and absolutely making people ravenous to get their hands on it. The Prime panic is sweeping the UK, and there will be no survivors. It's like the blood of Christ has been bottled and people can't help but just go fight for it. And it's not because of the taste that's led to this situation, it's because it's become something of a status symbol. Having it makes you cool if you're very young, and if you're very old, having it means you can charge a huge markup for it and scam those kids that are desperate for the attention that it brings online. So there's been a lot of videos of people fighting each other for it. I'll show you a couple of clips.
Oh my god!
People getting in there, throwing hands, boxing each other out like it's basketball, getting ready for a rebound, all just to get their hands on some Prime. I've had it before because in the States it's not rare, it's not hard to come by. I could walk outside right now and find like an unopened pallet of Prime. It's really just in the UK that this hysteria is sweeping the entire nation. It's going absolutely crazy there. So I've tried it. I think it's good. I have no complaints, but I certainly wouldn't be beating some ass and being that desperate to get my hands on a bottle. But you know who is extremely desperate is a place called Wakey Wines that I just recently learned about. Their entire business right now revolves around reselling Prime at a huge price increase, all the way up to £100 for a single can or bottle of Prime. Usually a bottle will be about £2, but Wakey Wines is treating it like it's the fountain of youth juice here, selling it at 100 bottles, or £100 per bottle in some cases, and they're still successfully making sales. They've actually become extremely popular for this. A lot of people are buying it from them. That's how outrageous this whole thing is. Now I want to show you a great video that breaks it all down. This comes from a channel named Fat Memer, and I learned everything there is to learn about Wakey Wines here. You hear the Wakey Wines people made their own drink. What's special about Wakey Wines? They price gouge everything they sell. How are they successful then? Oh, here, wait, here's a whole thing on it. Let me see.
Mohammed and Abdul, aka the Wolves of Wakefield, have been hitting national headlines over the...
The Wolves of Wakefield. I don't know anything about these guys. They seem like some real goofballs. I promise you, no one is calling them the Wolves of Wakefield besides them. They absolutely gave themselves that name. No shot anyone actually gives that much thought to them aside from like, wow, what a joke.
The last few weeks for reselling Prime at extortionate prices and their viral videos. Ironically, they haven't become known for selling wine, but Prime. Now, of course, because KSI and Logan Paul
I'm assuming they sell more than that, though.
They know that kids are willing to do anything to get their hands on this drink. For months...
But why? But like, actually, why? I still don't see why people are fighting themselves over Prime in the UK. It is abundant in the States. I can go anywhere that sells drinks and they have, like, Prime filled to the fucking brim, literally leaking out of their toilets. It's everywhere. There's not that same chaos here. Why do kids in the UK want to fight each other for Prime? Even if it's from their favorite YouTubers, I don't really get it. Because you just drink it once and then you're done. Expensive and therefore cool. I guess... That's kind of become like a pretty common thing. Like if something costs a lot, it's like a status symbol to have it. But it's not like you collect Prime. What, are they putting it in like an acrylic box and stacking it on their bookshelf? I doubt it. They probably get it, drink it for the sake of a TikTok, and then they're done. €100 down the shitter. They collect the bottles to flex on TikTok? Well, you can just order empty bottles though. The flex is they drink it. But it just seems like such a huge price for one TikTok of drinking Prime.
With fluctuating prices between £15 and £30 for the standard Prime drink, and prices now reaching an eye-watering £100 a can for the brand new Prime Energy cans. Wakey Wines have taken
I see. Okay, so the energy's an increased premium because it's newer. I'm assuming it's even more understocked. So now they're charging the moon for that shit. It's like an NFT at this point, god damn.
Which has led people to discover his dark past. In 2015, Mohammed received an 8-year jail sentence and served 4 years behind bars. At the time, it was reported that he pleaded guilty and was convicted of selling cocaine and heroin. With this...
Yeah, it just reminded me of something totally unrelated to his charges. You guys ever see this video? It just resurfaced today. About the turtle that was smuggling $53 million worth of coke. Yeah, it was back in like 2017. There was a sea turtle that had $53 million worth of cocaine that was strapped to it. That was like fucking El Chapo's pet. They finally got him though. They finally got him. That bastard. He'd been importing this shit for years. 1,800 pounds worth. How long did the turtle serve for? I don't know. I didn't see anything about his trial. All I can tell you is Crash did not take it well after the flop of Finding Dory. Shit was rough. In all seriousness, I hope the turtle's alright. Yeah, I imagine they probably got the cocaine off of it and then just set it free again. Like, I don't think they actually threw it in cuffs or anything. I don't think it's currently sitting in, you know, county. Thanks, Recent Panda. Did I get the name of the turtle from Finding Nemo wrong? Isn't it Crash? It's Crash and Squirt, right? Why are you saying it's Crush? Oh my god, it is Crush. Oh, I'm such a fucking idiot.
For my money now, I've got a shop. My dad bought me a shop, and I work hard, and I don't sell drugs now. So I just thought I put it out there rather than everybody else saying Azza's doing this, Azza's doing that, and I'm a changed person. I'm reformed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see no reason to doubt him. He served his time. I think he doesn't even need to deal drugs anymore. He's selling something far more addictive, and that's clout. So he's able to easily tap into an even bigger market now. Like cocaine, yeah, I'm sure kids are gonna get cocaine somehow, but it's a lot harder than just going down to his shop and getting fucking Prime for €100. So it's I believe he probably doesn't deal drugs anymore.
Amounts and high values. It shouldn't be worth £100 for a can of Prime, or 10, 15, 20 pounds for a bottle of Prime hydration. It's absolutely ridiculous and I hate it. To the owner of Wakey Wines, I mean, what you're doing is just unfair, and it's
challenge him to a boxing match, beat his ass.
It's not ethical, it's not nice.
Although to
KSI drops the gauntlet. If you can beat me in boxing, you can actually double the price and I'll endorse it. But you lose, you shut down the shop. Make some high stakes out of it. Scalpers are dicks. Yep, no one likes scalpers, literally. I don't know how they're in business, to be honest. They must just be very lucky that some people are so starved for the clout of that TikTok flex of drinking the Prime that they'll pay the £100. But, yeah, no one likes them. Literally no one likes them. I think scalpers are probably like one of the only unanimously hated career paths in the world. Like, even a drug dealer, you can make some arguments for, like, a good drug dealer. He's peddling escapism. Well, he's doing it because he has to feed his family at home. With a scalper, no one's making those arguments. Scalpers just fucking suck across the board. I just checked, it's like 120 American dollars. Yeah, if you convert it to freedom units, it's over $100. It is outrageous. I mean, that's scalping in a nutshell, though.
fair play, Mo. In fact, if you're a kid and you're paying £100 for a bottle of Prime, then you deserve to get scammed. You've got to write the kid off. He's got no chance.
You know what? I'll make an argument in defense of Wakey Wines. He's teaching kids an important lesson about getting scammed early. And hopefully, it'll be something that stays with them for the rest of their life. Like, wow, what a fucking idiot I was paying £100 for this bottle of Prime. Never doing that again. It's a low-level scam. It's very expensive for a kid. Very expensive in general. So it should be one that would resonate pretty profoundly, I would think. It's not the kid's money, it's the idiot parents. That's possible, I guess. Well, it'll teach the parents an important lesson about not raising a dumb kid. I don't know.
Video emerged of Mo in a nightclub dancing the night away with women of the night. One Twitter user stated, sniffing lines, banging nines, and selling Prime. I mean,
cool slogan.
Can't you blame him?
Put that on the store.
To society, and anyway, these kids wouldn't know how to spend their money properly. Wakey Wine seems to be going from strength to strength, and now even have their own song.
Oh! Wait! This is the Paradox Metaverse crypto place? Where the Amio Talio tried to get like Wakey Wine's endorsement behind him and not even they were able to make anything out of it? That's crazy! Wow, they actually just do go scam to scam. So they're even in metaverse scams. Holy shit. Crypto scams. Wait, that's fucking wild. That's a full circle. They're just like this giant fleshlight that scams will filter through. Cool.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials.
This is a great breakdown of it. I didn't know shit about them.
Subscribe and comment below what you want to see next.
Huge. Good work. That's interesting. What a nice little cameo from previous season supervillains with Paradox Metaverse crypto. How's that coin doing, by the way? Let's take a peek. Oh, jeepers. How did it all go so wrong? Oh, I can't believe it. That's the day chart? Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We should look at how it's doing over the last week. Oh, no. What? How's this possible? Whoa! What was this little pump here? Amio Talio buying on bot accounts. Good work. That was a nice little pump and dump for a day. Literally a day. And then back to rugging it. Did you see kids opening Prime at Christmas? They reacted the same way as a kid getting his first Xbox. That's so cute. Who is the biggest joke in all of sports? Some people might argue the Washington Generals, which is the team that the Harlem Globetrotters always play against. They travel together and the Harlem Globetrotters always win against them, because the Generals are just there to have fun with the Globetrotters in order to make a spectacle out of the whole thing. They're kind of designed to lose. But they're not the biggest joke in sports. That honor belongs to one man in particular. His name is Dillon Danis. This goofball is someone you might have heard of because he's that coward that started a lot of shit with KSI, and then the second that it reached the fuck around and find out moment, like a week before they were actually supposed to fight, Dillon Danis backs out and weasels his way out of it, coming up with all kinds of pathetic little excuses, and then still tries to act tough. He's a washed up fighter who all he does now is just shit talk and then promotes scams on Twitter. People have more respect for the flies that hover around public porta potties at a fucking music festival than they do this man and his career. And yet somehow he finds a way to sink even lower. He was recently the primary clown in CoffeeZilla's newest video, where he got used like a fleshlight by CoffeeZilla in order to prove a point that Dillon Danis will promote absolutely anything at all as long as you pay him. And it turns out you don't even really have to pay him that much, all things considered. Just giving him a pack of cigarettes will get you like a 24-hour tweet promoting whatever vile scam you want. Like, it's actually pretty wild. So CoffeeZilla's video exposes at least 20 scams that he's done in his past, as well as convincing him to do yet another one. You know, hop back in the saddle, get ready for the rodeo, and engage in another scam tweet that CoffeeZilla cooked up with a completely fake crypto project. And he wanted to see how much does Dillon charge, and does he do any amount of research at all into the things that he proudly posts on his Twitter. I know Dillon Danis can't even spell research, so the answer isn't shocking. It's a no. He didn't bother looking into what CoffeeZilla was paying him to promote at all, because if he did, if he spent even 3 seconds, or even just like an iota of a thought given to the project, he would have immediately realized that it's not real and it is a scam that he's about to post proudly on his Twitter. Because CoffeeZilla laid it all out in front of him. And it's not even like it was hidden in plain sight or anything. He literally spelled it out, word for word. In a contract he sent to Dillon Danis, it even says that it's not real and you're going to be the butt of a joke. It was literally, it was just there in the contract, and it wasn't even a long contract like buried in fine print. It was like a core piece of the contract that just says, this is basically a fucking scam, and Dillon still signed it. It's baffling. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm just trying to give a general breakdown of the situation. Of course, the full CoffeeZilla video is going to be linked in the description. It's fucking beautiful per usual. I'm just going to show you some clips from it. But one other thing I want to point out is the reason CoffeeZilla went after Dillon Danis is because Dillon made a whole song and dance, a big hoopla about how bad he feels for everyone that got scammed by Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo. And that's what tipped everyone off to how many scams he himself has done, which led to this investigation in this video by CoffeeZilla, Oompaville, and ZachXBT. And it's a fucking amazing ride. It really is.
Dylan Dennis is an MMA fighter famous for two things: cage fighting and not fighting KSI.
True.
But on December 23rd, he decided to be famous.
Also, apparently, I didn't know this until recently. He's not even famous for actually fighting. He's famous for just being a guy that, like, kind of rides Conor McGregor's dick. What's his actual fighting record? Because I said the same thing. I'm like, yeah, he actually fights. But his actual MMA record is 2-0. He has fought 2 times. Once in 2018 and once in 2019. Look at this shit. So he's not really a fighter. he's fought twice. Like, his whole claim to fame is, yeah, I'm a fucking stupid asshole. And that's it. And he won't even fight a YouTuber. 100% win rate, that is true. He is undefeated. But then again, so am I in MMA, to be fair. I am also undefeated. It's kind of meaningless when you don't have a whole lot of fights under your belt.
Calling out the scammers. He writes in a tweet, "Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." Now,
Thanks,
of course,
Dylan.
No one's gonna really disagree with this, so the likes rolled in. But what Dylan doesn't
What a
tell you
saint.
is he also
What a
has a
saint.
history of scamming people on Twitter. And what Dylan didn't know is that there was a detective watching him. That detective was not me, actually. I wish it was me. It was my buddy Zach XBT on Twitter who
Whoa!
said, "Damn, Dylan Dennis is a scumbag.
Hey, this is all coming full circle. You might remember Zach from the BitBoy crypto thing. He was the guy that, like, tracked all of his moonshots and, like, called out a whole bunch of shit there.
So I reached back out to Zach and I said, "Hey, good tweet, but I want to find out how many scams exactly this guy has promoted." So Zach started digging through the garbage bin of deleted tweets, and we found out pretty quick there were a lot more.
What the fuck is it? Baby Dinger? What the fuck? Baby Dinger token is the next Shiba Inu. Oh, man. If anyone has any baby dingers, you should immediately just lose the right to earn money in your life. You don't deserve it anymore. Ring dinger. Hey, let's not besmirch the good name of the ring dinger. That's as far from Web3 crypto as you get. That is literally an old man who snaps your head off.
I wanted to trick Dylan into giving me the amount. The rough idea was to approach
Smart.
Dylan and say, "Hey, I created this dumb NFT project that's completely fake. How much would it cost for you to promote it?" He gives me an answer and I have my price. Who, like, looked like he would be serious about selling you an NFT collection. And that's when I thought of my buddy Oompaville.
Yes.
He's a guy who's actually really sweet in real life.
I did know Oompaville played a big role in this here. So that is exciting. Very smart. CoffeeZilla recognized that Dylan would certainly say no, knowing for sure that it's a honeypot if it was CoffeeZilla that reached out. So he used Oompaville, whom, I mean, that looks like a well-adjusted man to me. Like, that's a trustworthy face right there. So he used him as the proxy. That's genius.
We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know, as we're trying to launch relatively soon. That website is not a real crypto NFT platform. Nothing in this video is a crypto or real NFT, so
Yeah,
you cannot buy
obviously,
crypto. I want to
for
be
sure.
super clear, because Dylan immediately responds with, "Want to do a tweet?" And then I love this next part. "What is it?" I like the order of that, you know, like, "Let's promote it," and then underneath it, "What am I promoting?" And it's at this point I realized
That's secondary.
this is not only my chance to find out how much Dylan gets paid for all these scam promotions, it's also my chance to test Dylan Dennis. In fact, to do this, I basically copied almost word for word CryptoZoo's white paper, saying the
yeah,
following.
baby.
Sour.gg may appear to solely function as an NFT collection, but it's much, much more. Sour allows users to earn sweet tokens that are openly traded via a yield that is based on the rarity of a given candy NFT.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coffee, I love the attention to detail here. I think that is super smart. I'm not convinced Dylan Dennis can read. I think he might be illiterate. So he just saw words on the page and he's like, man, this is legit. All these words, they have meaning, I have no doubt. I'm in. I am confident he had no fucking clue what anything in that white paper said. But I appreciate you went the extra mile and set it up that way for it.
Look out, adventurer. Now, this is a sentence which means nothing unless you lay it out by the first letter of every word. And then it spells CoffeeZilla.
Oh.
So, don't say I didn't warn him. And obviously,
that's
even
way
if
too
I
smart
hadn't
for
warned
Dylan.
him, Dylan Dennis surely wouldn't promote a CryptoZoo project, right? because he's, you know, he feels too bad for the victim. And then ETH? Question mark? And at this point, I'm just a little surprised by how easy this all is. Zero due diligence is
I'm not
being
surprised
done
at all.
here. We have created the weakest facade possible for an NFT scam, and he's just immediately on board. After we settled on that, he sent me payment information.
I am shocked he can even get 5K for a tweet. His Twitter isn't exactly what you'd call booming. The only time he gets engagement is when people are laughing at him. Like here, let me go to his Twitter real quick. Let's see, what's his most recent tweet? Because he deleted this one, I remember that. His most recent one is, if Alexander Volkanovsky beats... okay, it's a fight. I'll give one person who likes this tweet $1,500 and must be following to win. So he's actually having to do fucking... He has to farm. He has to do giveaway farming. But before that, it's literally nothing. And he got 8K likes on the farm. So even by those standards, that's pretty low. So I'm shocked that he's actually asking 5K. Though I doubt many people are actually giving it to him.
Dylan gave us a brand new crypto wallet just for this transaction.
Whoa!
Which seems to imply that he probably makes new wallets for every new deal he does, which is
definitely not his own idea.
And at this point, I realized I had a choice to make.
Someone told him to do that.
Take what I learned, present it to you guys, and stop this little charade I had with Dylan and make my video. And Dylan would just keep doing this because his fans wouldn't know.
Wait, what was that last one? Was that Face Writers? What the fuck? Did I read that correctly? Right before Baby Dinger.
And Dylan would just keep doing this.
Oh, I'm writing with Faceless. Gotcha. I thought that said Face Writers. I was like, damn, another fucking wild one.
Because his fans wouldn't know. Which is actually pay Dylan to post a link to our fake NFT project. But the twist would be, as soon as he posts that link, it will become a website dedicated to every scam tweet Dylan Danis has ever done. And remember that this website would be linked by Dylan Danis himself to all of his fans until he kept the tweet for certain periods of time. And to my surprise, he agreed to the terms. And
that's smart. That's super smart. Yeah, so space it out so that way you can get the most juice for the squeeze here off the tweet staying live. I can also promise you, Dylan Danis has no idea what any of these words he's using here mean. He's used too much punctuation. There's 2 periods in there. That's far more than his reading level permits. He's got percentage sign in there, some underlines, parentheses. Dylan Danis tapped out once he saw payment structure. He's like, all right, payment. I know that one. Okay, whatever else.
Website, which is just a website with all his previous transgressions. Now, I did talk to some
I want to read that one. What was that? I'm bullish on what? These all have the worst names. I'm bullish on Rock Smart Chain. Rocket Raccoon. Hype.
From ZachXBT. He found over 20 projects that Dylan promoted and then tried deleting, where many of them were rug pulls and scams. It was at this point
I drew up a contract for Dylan to sign before this whole thing goes live.
He didn't read it.
And in it, I lay the whole thing out. And this is what I meant by headwinds. This is where he probably will catch us, because in black and white, I lay out our whole scheme right in front of him. So it literally says, like, you're going to be the butt of the joke. It says people aren't doing due diligence. It says that we're going to be switching the website to show his prior promotions. So we lay out the whole thing there.
Oh,
and
no.
What we're really banking on is he's not going to read any of this. He's just going to see money and just sign it, which is the 100% whole point of this entire thing.
He can't read it.
I think it fits.
Sending it. All right. And then I'm sending the drive link.
I mean, we've sent the contract now. We're just waiting. We're literally waiting.
Yeah. He's going to instantly respond with the sign. It's going to be less than 2 minutes.
Oh, I agree, bro. I agree.
It was 3 minutes. I was so fucking close. I was so close.
Idiot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He agreed.
I was so
and
close.
You might notice that we weren't actually able to use DocuSign and get his signature because it was experiencing outages at the moment, the actual website. But we were able to just have him do a written agreement in DMs that he agreed to our terms. And although
that is real, by the way. If you get in writing something like that, that is actually an enforceable thing. It's not as strong as like a full signature, but that is like actually enforceable. So What a fucking moron. Holy shit.
Go ahead and tweet.
Just refreshing now, I guess. See what he says.
Run
There's
it.
been so much work that goes into this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dylan starts talking about where's your community. So we have to whip up this community from nowhere.
Oh, fuck.
Our community doesn't exist. We had to create a Twitter profile. We had to buy a bunch of botted followers.
An hour ago, it didn't exist.
I don't think I've ever been so excited about something in my life.
Nice.
Dude.
What was the total spend on this, I imagine?
He tweeted it.
Huge.
I can't believe he did it.
He actually did it. He just tweeted it.
What an idiot. What? I can't believe it. What can I say?
So I knew this tidbit of information real quick before he points it out. The actual tweet just has the word scam in it. Sour NFT candies are moonbound. Scam.
Believe
It's
it.
so adorable.
What can I say?
They couldn't have
promoted
made it
a
any more
tweet
clear.
Which literally spells out in first letters the word scam.
Yep.
I hope this is.
Oh man, Dylan. Now he's ducking CoffeeZilla and Oompaville's attempt to communicate just like he ducked KSI's fight. God damn. It's all he knows. Yeah, he'll never mention this, unfortunately. That's his modus operandi. He just is a fucking perpetual loser, I guess. Oh, I did see that. There was a lot of brain rot takes about how what CoffeeZilla did is actual entrapment. And I'm pretty sure those people are just as CTE riddled as Dylan Dennis to think that what CoffeeZilla did is anything even remotely associated with entrapment. It's not even close. CoffeeZilla did everything possible to let Dylan know what was going on. He even put in the fucking contract he agreed to that it is literally him just being a joke. It's not real. He laid out everything, and he still agreed to it. That couldn't be further from entrapment. The guy got 1K. He did get 1K. He did get $1,000 out of it, so that's a Dylan W, baby. Fucking big one from Dylan. But also lost rep. He had none to begin with. I legitimately don't think Dylan Dennis has a single fan. Like, actually not a single one. People just laugh at him. In fact, if you go to his goddamn giveaway tweet right now, people aren't even participating in the actual giveaway. They're just spamming the clown emoji. Jesus Christ. He can't even, like, actively farm children on Twitter. He doesn't have fans. Yeah, I'm talking about scams again. I don't know what to tell you. Every single minute there's another scam born, and every 5 minutes there's another victim of a scam being taken advantage of. It is unreal, the current landscape of the internet with how rampant scams are. It's crazy. There are more active scammers on this planet than there are ants. It's just vile. Nowhere and no one is safe. I'm gonna make up a statistic real quick, and I want it to be an alarming one just to illustrate the intensity of the situation. 1 out of every 2 people in this world is either a scammer or a victim. So, sleep in fear. Now today I'm going to be going over a scammer that I'm pretty confident most of you haven't heard of. I only recently learned about them thanks to a YouTuber named Maddie Balls who made a great video exposing the whole situation and going over it thoroughly. So the link to the full video, of course, is going to be in the description of this one. I'm just going to show some of the clips and go over like the general broad strokes of what the scam is. It's a pretty interesting one, albeit nothing unique about it. But what I find interesting is their commitment to the facade. So the scammer is named Carter Jameson, and he's built his career, well, career is a term I'm using super loosely because it's an illusion of a career. Carter Jameson is an Instagram influencer, which again is a term that has no meaning at all. That is the biggest nothing fucking sandwich of a term. But he has 1 million followers on Instagram, almost all of which are botted, by the way. And he sells courses, which are like media packages in order to get you clout. The man is a literal clout vendor. He's an exposure goblin, and you pay him thousands of dollars for these packages to hopefully blow up your brand or increase your online presence. That's his whole hustle. He's a guru scammer. There's nothing unique there whatsoever. But what's impressive about Carter Jameson is his tenacity and persistence to prey on gullible kids and desperate adults. He seems to have been a born slimy weasel of a person because he's been scamming for quite some time now, and he's only 19 years old. This is a young man. He's like fresh out of high school and already a notorious scammer. In fact, he was one of the puppet masters behind Lana Rhoades' NFT scam from like 8 or 9 months ago, which I know a lot of you are probably familiar with because that was a huge scam. He was one of the people behind it that made off with $1.5 million in that rug pull. This was his first major scam, and I guess he must have really enjoyed the taste of shit in his mouth because he just continues to scam from here. It's only escalated. So not only does he do the press package shit where he like sells these $1,000 packages of like articles or whatever, he also does these very shady giveaways where I'm not entirely convinced people actually get the items they're supposed to receive from the giveaways. But even still, giveaways in and of themselves and the way that Carter Jameson does them are always sketchy because he's hiring rappers and pretending to be friends with them in order to promote the giveaway. So that way people start following the account and, you know, signing up, whatever, all that under the idea that they're going to get this item, and also under the idea that the rapper that is there is a big supporter, so it must be legitimate, even though that's not exactly telling the whole story. Carter Jameson also has 2 other NFT scams that he has run since the Lana Rhoades one, so he's just been on this upward trajectory of thousands upon thousands of scams that he just keeps fucking spearheading. And like I said, he's only 19. I have to imagine he started doing this as a child, like an actual toddler. Like, he probably opened a lemonade stand when he was 8 years old, but didn't actually sell lemonade. He sold water with, like, a hint of lemon in it because he wanted to save money on the lemons. So he just sold people the idea of lemonade. Like, I guarantee this guy's been scamming for a long time. Like, probably took notes out of Ed and Nettie when they were scamming for Jawbreakers. He probably was scamming around his middle school for, you know, $15, $20 off, like, a homework racket or something. Like, this kid seems to just thrive off taking advantage of people and lying. His whole personality is fake. So I'm going to go ahead and play clips from the video so that we can get a deeper understanding of exactly how all of it works. But this one is a pretty sad one. Like, he's 19 years old and he's already a piece of shit. Carter Jameson. I'm unfamiliar with that name.
Carter Jameson is someone who's been seen with Chief Keef, Kodak Black, Lil Durk, Bobby Shmurda, Summer Rae, Lil Yachty, Steve Will Do It, Cole Bennett, and many other celebrities. But how...
I'm going to just take a guess. Knowing nothing about this, he paid to take all of those pictures with those celebrities. He's a trust fund kid with a lot of access to money. So he puts on a front that he's actually a popular guy, like friends with all these rappers, and he uses it to try and promote. I'm just going to do crypto. I think crypto's easiest. Lock it in.
The digital marketing company Gateway Agency. But I think he's a liar. So to understand how this guy has made
Called
millions
out,
from
Jesus.
lying, misleading, and scamming, we have to dig a little bit deeper. Recently
Oh, actually, damn, fuck. I'm starting to change my mind. Maybe it's not crypto. Maybe he sells, like, courses. Maybe he's one of those gurus, like, get-rich-quick guru kind of shit. Because he's a 19-year-old entrepreneur, owner of Gateway Agency or some shit. Whatever other imaginary made-up garbage he comes up with. I'll stick it out on crypto. I won't backpedal.
getting a ton. Is he really even a scammer? Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at it. He does not have all of these followers legitimately, 100% botted to a certain level. A lot of people on Instagram do that. How does this kid know all these people? He doesn't. He pays to be near them. And who is he? Just a kid with a lucky spawn, born to a wealthy family.
So Carter Jameson is another one of those social media gurus you see online, but instead of selling you a course, he's selling you popularity. You might notice he has decent engagement and relationships with one guru who promises to scale your digital footprint to the...
My second guess was the right one. Son of a bitch. Yeah, maybe crypto's too outdated now. Everyone just immediately conflates anything meta, Web3, whatever with a scam. Rightfully so, by the way. Like, yeah, if he's a modern scammer, he would have had to adapt into the guru space, which is now the moneymaker.
Actually proves his guiltiness. Botted engagement. Before his engagement
Sounds
increased
about
100
right.
times because of Juice WRLD fans
Instagram.
bombing him, he could be seen botting his account, as you can see from all these fake comments. And if that isn't proof enough,
No,
here's a
this is
picture of
really
him testing
fire.
out botted engagement
Shit's
on one of
flames.
his Twitter accounts. And here on his YouTube channel, you can see over 1,000 botted comments on one of his YouTube shorts that only has 600 likes. So it's
Huge.
safe to assume that he's botting likes and possibly followers.
They're
too.
just very
Then there's
passionate.
his
They
press.
forgot to
When
like.
I first saw on his website that he had a ton of articles and content, and another even says this story is paid for by an advertiser. Members
I actually had no idea that that shit was there. Obviously, a lot of journalism is paid content. Like, I mean, is what it is. I didn't know that they actually disclosed it in those cases. I thought they still kind of kept that under wraps. But I guess they also got hit by some new guidelines or something, or maybe I've just been oblivious to those notices.
Someone with a lot of followers, we tend to think they're legitimate.
The deception exists because the large follower numbers trick our brains into giving out credibility naturally from the social proof. More followers means more credibility, right?
But I don't think Carter's...
Maybe I'm being baselessly optimistic, but I feel like that perception's starting to waver a bit. It used to be bigger number, trustworthy person. That used to be the rule, but I think with crypto and everything, it's kind of shaken everyone's faith in that concept. So I'm hoping that's changing, because it feels like it kind of is, slowly but surely. But maybe I'm just wrong in wanting to believe. I like how the YouTuber is basically milking this guy's downfall for views and content. Why does everyone have to have like some kind of weird contrarian perspective on everything? This guy even said at the beginning, like, he was a very generous guy about this whole thing. He's just telling the story, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's just telling the story about this guy's hustle, which is a scam. It's so weird. What goes on in your mind to want to immediately take some kind of weird combative stance on someone just literally exposing a scammer? I don't get it. I actually don't understand it. It's just too easy to agree, so someone has to disagree even if they don't believe. I suppose, but I'm not here to be an armchair psychologist. I really just don't get it.
He uses a method called loop giveaways where he partners with popular people to give away items. Carter and probably others will spam DM people with details about the giveaway campaign. They show the estimated growth and how much it'll cost to buy into it, and the reason that account will be following all the investors. So in return for their money, they will be receiving thousands of real followers. So when he gets that investor money, he buys the items for the giveaways, flies out to meet the influencer or the rapper, takes some pictures with them to make his Instagram look better, takes pictures for the giveaway, pays the influencer, and keeps a ridiculous amount of money for doing little to nothing. It really is an infinite money glitch. And the giveaways themselves aren't necessarily scams. They're not against Instagram.
It's like a social media STD.
And I think he actually does give away the items. He might not, I'm not sure. I have seen people say they haven't gotten their stuff. That might not be true. But we have, and his business offers a variety of other overpriced services. For example, you can buy different press packages that offer articles and other sorts of
For the low cost of $8,000, you can get the musician package, which is a 15 article package. Oh, whoa, and I missed the... Oh, that's the low end. What the fuck? The $20,000 value is so much better. It even has the word cheaper. It's the market domination press package, which is 20 mid-tier press package. How are you supposed to gain clout without spending 20 grand on this package? Holy shit, wait, all the answers are right here. This is the key to success. He's giving away the keys to the kingdom, holy fuck. And for the low cost of 20 grand?
Press, like this Google Knowledge Panel package, which costs $6,500 when you can do it for free yourself. Then in the description, he has the nerve to say, you must have 20 other notable articles.
Yeah.
He sells ad management, verification, websites, billboard advertisements, and more. And I'm going to take a random shot.
Why? Who is dumb enough to pay for a fucking billboard advertisement? Who in their right fucking mind is like, oh my god, the billboard package. I need it. I'm gonna blow up with a good billboard. I don't think a single human being of the last 10 years has looked at a billboard and actually signed up or even visited what it was advertising.
Especially because apparently they only accept payments through Cash App, which is very sketchy. And I guess he also used to sell paid shoutouts on his Instagram and then just delete them right away after you paid for it, which probably didn't really make a difference because most of his Instagram followers are either inactive or fake. And if none of this, the reason that I believe he is scamming when it comes to the giveaways and the influencer marketing is because he's been caught scamming before. Before Carter brought his scams to the rap community, he was exposed for being one of the masterminds behind Lana Rhoades, CryptoSys, NFT Rug Pull, where her, Carter, and some others made off with $1.5 million in Ethereum.
It's crazy. Somehow, anytime there's a scam, it's like this interconnected web. Like, all of the scammers that currently exist have always existed, and they've been part of all the other scams we followed. What a throwback. What another reoccurring character. Another season that they're making an appearance in, another cameo.
There were 6,069 awful looking NFTs that were being marketed as an investment, and investors were promised that this was a long...
Unlike other pump and dump projects, we don't just plan on stopping after minting, so we actually have to be able to fund all that stuff.
They were hyping it up so much to the point where multiple people even got tattoos of the NFT and they were reposting it. Personally, I can't imagine knowingly scamming people, watching them get tattoos of the NFT and reposting it. So they
I'll tell you one thing, I can absolutely imagine that. If you're one of those absolute bumbling idiots that buys into CryptoSys and you feel so strongly about it, you get a tattoo on your fucking thigh of the CryptoSys logo, you deserve to be laughed at. The scammer at that point, I'm on the scammer side. Laughing at you is like the least they can do. You've earned that shit. That's a fat fucking L. My God. Everything else I disagree with the scammer on, but laughing at people that do that, I actually completely agree.
$1.6 million was drained out of this mint for the NFTs one day after they sold the collection.
The reason that they did this is because apparently Lana's feelings got hurt by the negativity in the community, but obviously this was just an excuse to take the money. Tons of people in the community talked about this rug pull, so it's a pretty well-known scam, and somehow Carter still has a career. And this wasn't the first time that Lana... Right now, Carter has other NFT projects like Billionaire Butterfly Club, which I'm assuming is
I was kind of right. He is doing crypto scams.
Rug pull type of deal. But in
this is the fraternity apes party, guys. Everybody in this is in the highest level frat of the real life.
Fraternity Apes Party,
what
or
the
FAP
fuck?
for short, is an NFT
Cool.
project where the incentive isn't an investment, but it's that you could go to a cool party with tons of influencers and celebrities, and only holders
that's
of the
worth it.
NFT can get in. I doubt any of the people there owned one of these awful-looking NFTs. They somehow even got the Nelk Boys to show up, but they probably paid them too.
Yeah,
and then they actually
somehow they got Steve Will Do It there. The guy notorious for literally accepting anything that has a dollar bill attached to it. It's a mystery to me how the fuck Nelk ended up there. This kid, I'll crack the code. I think I was right initially. This kid came from money, and he used that money to buy himself an advantage, to put himself in the position so he could scam people easily by presenting himself as a popular influencer. So he did the crypto scams with Lana Rhodes. He's doing the guru scams right now with the gateway giveaways, and he's done, what, 2 other crypto-based scams with NFTs and shit? He's just one of those douchebags. Perpetually living in his father's shadow.
Fake lifestyle. The rappers and the other people partnering with him, or more likely their management, should probably look a little bit more into who they're partnering with.
Why would they do that?
At the money they're going to receive, because then they end up associating with a bunch of scammers, which doesn't really make them look good.
Yeah, but their audience doesn't care. This was a great video. Good shit, Matty Balls. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this guy. This is an interesting story. Hold on, I want to look something up right now. This video is not very old, right? It's like 2 months old. Has he addressed this? His whole Instagram is fucking rough. But yeah, it's just shit like this. It's just him holding money. I don't even think people buy his course, I'll just say it. I think people are not dumb enough to fall for someone like this. You'd be surprised. I guess, but his prices are outrageous. $8,000 all the way up to $20,000. Like, nobody can afford those packages. Like, the only people in his audience that might not be aware it's a scam are actual teenagers that are just blinded by, like, TikTok clout and an overwhelming, insatiable desire for attention. They can't afford $8,000 packages, and certainly not the $20,000 package. So, like, who the fuck is his audience? Or, rather, his clients. No one can afford that shit. You underestimate the stupidity of the average adult. I really don't. I feel like of most people in the world, I am usually pretty on the mark with how dumb people can be. This is just out of the price range of stupid people. And certainly out of the price range of stupid kids. You were surprised by the age of CryptoZoo victims. I was very surprised by that. You are correct. That one did catch me off guard. I wouldn't have expected adults to be in the Logan Paul audience, let alone falling for a Logan Paul NFT project. But that was a low barrier of entry for them. This is an extremely high barrier. Especially for very little return. Meet the 18-year-old who's the CEO of a successful social media agency. And then right underneath that, this is paid for by the advertiser. Ah, so it's trustworthy then, huh? Surely this will be an unbiased look at his story. Let's see. More than the stunning content, he wanted to explore the algorithm that leads the influencers to a staggering number of followers. After 6 years of grinding with Instagram, Jameson was finally successful in decoding the algorithm to earn over 1 million followers. He decoded it? He was in the mainframe? And then he found the secret, which is his daddy's credit card to buy bots. Little botted followers. Fucking genius. Holy shit, this guy's good. He's a savant. He's like the Mozart of Instagram. Because he never did anything. Well, no. I just wanted to know about, like, his parents. Like, usually in these kind of cases, they always try to be that person that pulls themselves up by their own bootstraps. Like, I came from nothing. My dad was a normal blue-collar worker, just a true red-blooded American patriot working 2 jobs to put food on the table for me and my 6 brothers. And my mom also had to work night shifts down at the local cemetery. Like, I don't know. Usually just like some kind of sob story. So that people like relate to it somehow and like put him on a pedestal of, wow, he did it himself. But he didn't even bother with that step. Do all scammers usually come from a rich family? I wouldn't say all of them. That'd be a disservice to say all of them. But I would argue a good 85 to 90% of all scammers do come from a very privileged background. At least in the digital age. This is one of the wilder stories I've seen this year. It almost sounds made up, like a fake headline in GTA Online or something. It sounds AI generated by ChatGPT. It's hard to believe this is real. A YouTube couple has now just been sentenced and will receive prison time, at least for the husband, for a series of videos where they showcased blatant insurance fraud. Multiple videos of blatant insurance fraud. And the word multiple is doing so much heavy lifting here, it's a sin. Like, that is an understatement. Over 160 videos allegedly showcasing insurance fraud attempts or collisions caused by the YouTube couple in order to get money from their insurance. Also, road rage, as well as provoking road rage. Just like this absolute massive pile of horrible shit they were doing in their vehicle in order to get money from insurance. Everyone hates scammers, but the roller coaster doesn't stop there. It doesn't matter if you've already puked your guts out, here comes the encore. They're also facing, well, and have been sentenced for child abuse because they were intentionally causing these accidents with their kid in the car for some of them. And they would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling internet points. This is the most on-brand shit for the modern landscape of brain rot, clout goblin mentality. The father couldn't keep his hand out of the cookie jar of internet clout, so he started posting these dash cams of the collisions and insurance fraud attempts on his YouTube channel, and then shamelessly went to TikTok to accuse some of the other drivers that he got into the collisions with that he himself caused of being insurance scammers.
What you see here, this is Jeremy Perales. He's about to set me up for an insurance scam. He's about to set up an accident. He recognized me from Facebook.
Unhinged lunatic behavior right here, and then proudly posted on his own TikTok page. So what happened is, he had suddenly started to brake, and the driver behind him had to cross the double yellow line to get around him to avoid a rear-end collision, and then Christopher turns into him in order to force the accident. And the driver was initially found to be, I believe, like 90% at fault because he crossed the double yellow line. Christopher was actually quite gifted, an idiot savant when it came to insurance fraud.
He's doing it and he knows how to not be at fault for him.
It was last April. Jeremy Perales says his insurance premium shot up after this accident in Yucaipa. But was it really an accident?
To think, to be able to do this to a person, set them up for an accident?
I was stopped and then he hit me.
Jeremy says his insurance deemed it 90% his fault because he crossed into the other lane. But it isn't the first so-called accident Phelps had been in.
Just the way Christopher Phelps speaks is off-putting. He sounds straight out of Dr. Evil's lair. He just sounds menacing and, like, genuinely unhinged. And then he's talking about how, like, it's unspeakable how this man could try and set up an accident all because he recognized me from Facebook. Holy shit, that is deranged. You think he recognized you from Facebook and then tried to set up this accident. That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, Christopher doesn't believe that. His whole MO was insurance fraud in order to collect on the insurance paycheck. But Jesus, it's just so weird to listen to him speak. He just gathered mountains upon mountains of evidence against himself and posted it online. And somehow investigators stumbled upon this cornucopia of evidence that the husband, Christopher Phelps, was gathering of their insurance fraud and child endangerment. Like, Christopher ended up being his own worst enemy. He was like, the Zodiac killer, leaving all these clues, all these breadcrumbs for investigators to somehow find. And I have no idea how they found his channels, because he was getting like 50 or 60 views per video. I don't know how the fuck they ended up there. You would have been more likely to end up in Narnia than on his channel. But Jesus Christ, they must have had L from Death Note on the case, because they found all of it, and they really cannonballed into the rabbit hole. Investigators found at least 23 collisions, allegedly documented by Phelps, which were linked to at least 17 insurance claims. Christopher is receiving 3 years in the slammer, and his wife is getting only a little bit of time in jail and then 3 years of supervised probation. Now, I'd like to show you a couple more videos here from the archive of Christopher Phelps and his insurance fraud journey. I have to mute the first part of the video here because this goober was playing DMCA copyright music. I'll just explain what he's saying. He's saying that the driver that he's pointing to is mad because Christopher passed him. Christopher's got some steam coming out of his ears for this video because he was actually found at fault by the officers on the scene for abruptly stopping, which causes this rear-end collision. But Christopher's arguing that the guy flipped him off, which the guy does admit to, and that because he was mad, when he stopped for a utility vehicle, the guy intentionally rear-ended him.
And just to show you that utility truck, here's the guy that hit me right there. That is the utility truck that was turning left onto my street. I was trying to stop for him and give him way to go down this way, and unfortunately, this guy was mad because I passed him.
What a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, a load of hooey here. He's claiming that, oh, this is his fault, he was so mad, real mad goofball, and he rear-ended innocent old me who was just stopping for this utility vehicle over here. When the video immediately betrays that, what are you talking about? You stopped abruptly, you brake-checked this man way back where those two trucks were parked, and then your evidence that you were actually stopping for a utility vehicle turning left is like significantly further along than where you actually stopped. Unless you were giving this man like 700 feet worth of turning radius room, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not what happened. It's a blatant fucking lie. And here's 2 rapid-fire insurance fraud attempts from old Christopher and his wife. I don't know if their kid's in the car for these, but probably is, considering they did that quite a few times.
And we're gonna do this. Find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff, or if they're gonna cooperate. We'll see.
This is the last TikTok video that Christopher posted, him as a warrior about to go to battle for his case, fighting for justice, and signs off with, we're gonna find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff or cooperate. That is so fucking weird. Such a weirdo, and such a bad fucking person. Him and his wife. To not only be insurance fraud scammers, but to put your life, the life of the drivers on the road, and the life of your child all on the line for a couple doubloons from insurance is ridiculous. That is so fucked up and disgusting. A scam that endangers your life, the other drivers' lives, and the life of your kid that you're putting in these situations. I think 3 years was way too light of a sentence for this guy, and his wife got off way too fucking easy here. I don't understand how they got such light sentencing for this shit. They even did get assault with the deadly weapon charges because they were using their car as a fucking weapon. They were just hitting other drivers on the road to try and squeeze some coins out of insurance claims. They were more than willing to not only endanger themselves, but everyone else, including their kid. Every day was bring your child to work day, basically, so they'd fucking strap their kid into the back seat and just blast into another vehicle to try and file another insurance claim. And if they unsuccessfully caused an accident, they'd then try and make a road rage incident out of it. It's crazy how little they got punished for it, relatively speaking. I think the sentencing is way too lenient on how often they were doing it. This is very clearly premeditated, and it comes at a high price to everyone around them. This could have been a lot worse. There could have been deaths, and even in its current state, many of the other drivers, they had insurance premiums be hiked up as a result of this because some of them were found at fault for the shit that Christopher Phelps and his wife were doing. The whole thing is just so fucking horrible, and I'm really pretty upset that they get off so easily from it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I found it so fascinating. I learned about it from Otozi, who recently made a video covering it as well. It's so degenerate. It's so fucking ridiculous. So yeah, just wanted to talk about it. That's it. See ya. Everyone knows about Fyre Festival, one of the most catastrophic events that never happened. A giant scam, and creator Billy McFarland went to jail for it, and he still owes victims of it millions of dollars. Fyre Festival was hyped up to be one of the biggest music festivals ever created. It made outrageous claims about like the headliners that were performing, bringing in the biggest music artists of all time. Basically any artist with a pulse that ever cracked the Billboard Top 100 was slated to perform at Fyre Festival. Hey, we've also got a necromancer on staff, and he just revived Elvis Presley, who just committed to performing at Fyre Fest. Get your tickets today, you don't want to miss it. All of the biggest musical stars are going. It's also the most luxurious event ever held. We also turned off gravity so you can float around. Like, it's got everything you could ever want. Get your tickets to Fyre Festival. But then when it was time for the event to happen, it didn't. All of the excited guests were greeted with nothing but a tent and some cheese sandwiches that I think Billy McFarland himself whipped up in his kitchen. Just 2 pieces of Wonder Bread and like a slab of government cheese. Like, that's all it was. It was a huge scam. Everyone lost their ass on it, and it sent Billy McFarland to jail for being a fraudster. But he's been released from jail. And you know what he's doing? Fyre Festival again. He even tried to do a Crypto Island NFT scavenger hunt, but now he's just going back to calling it Fyre Festival too. Fyre Festival organizer and fraudster Billy McFarland announced a ticket drop on Monday for a sequel festival. After teasing the follow-up festival early this year, 100 pre-sale tickets went up for grabs on August 21st for $4.99 apiece. Tickets will continue to increase incrementally, with the last round selling for $7,999 each. For $1,500 or less, you could get 4 VIP tickets to Coachella with accommodations and a ready-to-go Lake El Dorado tent. If anyone buys tickets to this, you deserve to lose your money. You absolutely deserve to get scammed. Legitimately. You 100% deserve it. Those 100 tickets have sold out, according to an email from organizers and McFarland's social media, despite the event having no lineup of artist, exact date, or location. So he literally sold them nothing. He actually sold them nothing. All 100 people that bought this should be investigated. Like, that's criminal levels of stupidity and recklessness. It's been the absolute wildest journey to get here, McFarland said while wearing a white bathrobe, wireless headphones. It all really started during the 7-month stint in solitary confinement. It looks like he learned so much, too. He continued that during his incarceration at Federal Correctional Institution Elkton in Lisbon, Ohio, he wrote a 50-page plan to parlay interest and demand into Fyre into new projects. There was a mention of a new Fyre documentary and a Fyre Broadway music festival. Now there's Fyre Festival 2 slated for the end of 2024, with pop-ups and events across the world.
What's up, guys? This is a big day, because as of right now, Fyre Festival 2 tickets are officially on sale.
Yeah!
It's been the absolute wildest journey to get here, and it really all started during the 7th-month stint in solitary confinement. I wrote out...
Hey, Billy, I'm not your PR guy. I'm not on the board here. Why would you mention solitary confinement? Hey, guys, Fyre Festival 2 is coming out. By the way, I am a convicted criminal. I spent 7 months in solitary confinement. But that's when I went on my spiritual journey and I really found myself. So I'm doing it again.
From around the world together to make the impossible happen, but how I would find the best partners in the world to allow me to be me while executing Fyre's vision to the highest level.
You just shouldn't be you. Like, that's the big problem, is you. You are the problem. This doesn't inspire confidence, Billy.
To sign a deal to produce Fyre Festival, the Broadway musical.
I still think that's such a great idea. He's actually selling nothing now. He's selling imagination. Like, he's selling the idea of things, which is so fucking cool. And people are buying it.
2 is coming back to the Caribbean. We are targeting Fire Festival 2 for the end of next year, and in the meantime, we'll be doing pop-ups and events across the world. Guys, this is your chance to get in.
Let's go.
Everything I've been working towards. Let's fucking go.
My man. Who wouldn't want to go? Billy, let me take a peek here. For only $7,999, I can go to a completely make-believe event.
As I'm sure you've heard by now, the tickets sold out really, really fast. And this is definitely going to frustrate a lot of you, but we now have 6,900 people on the wait list for Fire Festival 2. I have gotten emails.
Do you think this guy's ever told the truth about anything in his life? I don't think he's even capable of being honest. Like, he was made in a lab to only tell lies.
However, today we are dropping Fire Festival merch. Here's one of our old hats. And I am picking 5 people who buy merch this week and copying you each 2 tickets to Fire Festival 2. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the hate. Together, you're creating the absolute perfect storm, and I can't wait to give the rest of you a front row seat as I fly right through it. 72 hours.
Is there anyone less honest than Billy McFarland, I wonder? So he made a single hat. I think there's a 0% chance there's merch to buy, and if there is, if you buy it, it should be like some kind of litmus test that immediately identifies you as a potential, like, criminally stupid threat to society. Billy dropping killer deals of $600 a ticket for Fart Festival. Show some goddamn respect. It's $7,999 per ticket. Don't you dare make him sound like a cheapskate. Fire Festival 2 pre-sale the Caribbean December 6, 2024 at 12 p.m. Where's the merch? Ah, here we go. $40 hat, $60 shirt, and... Okay, here. This is looking amazing, actually. Sorry to have not placed my faith in Billy McFarland and his team. And by team, I mean Billy McFarland and his 6 other alter egos. So he's got great options here. The $40 festival hat, this badass shirt, beautiful hoodie. Hold on just a minute, sports fans. We've got a deal on our hands. $10 says he bought all of his own tickets and will scalp them. No. He didn't buy his own tickets. Are you out of your mind? You think Billy McFarland has ever spent $1 in his life? No. He is literally just lying. They don't have tickets. They don't have anything. There is nothing. He is making shit up. That's all it is. It's imagination. It's SpongeBob and Patrick in their box. That's Billy McFarland's brain. That's his whole life. It's all make-believe. There is nothing real about this. Or him. Did you hear God might be real? Yeah, and his name's Billy McFarland. This guy is making hundreds of thousands of dollars selling nothing. Actually nothing. He has legitimately made so much money selling nothing. Isn't that one guy that made the festival where the only food was some random ass sandwiches? Yeah, among many other things, yes. Fire Festival is still to date probably the most disastrous event ever attempted. Hypothetically, if it was legit, would you buy a ticket? Man, no. Shit, no, I still wouldn't. Absolutely not. I still think DashCon and Tana Mojo's events tie for worst event. I don't know, man. At least with TanaCon, I can't even think of a single positive. At least with DashCon, some people had fun. The ones that were like ejaculating into the pool. That's DashCon, right? Or the ball pit. The ones that were coming in the ball pit. Fire Festival, no one had fun. It was just a scam top to bottom. I decided to look up who's actually buying these tickets and why, and it's pretty much what I expected. It's a lot of people doing it for the meme, and also a lot of people that for some reason are so delusional they think there's a chance that it might happen, and that's worth spending this crazy amount of money on it. But here, this is a couple that proudly is talking about how they spent nearly $550 each to be among the first buyers of Fire Festival 2. And they said, if anything, it'll just be a really cool vacation. Our main concern is that we don't know if big headliners will be willing to, take the risk to be in something so controversial. We're going to stay optimistic, but we're going to expect that there may be some cheese sandwiches. Why? You know what else would be a really cool vacation? taking a really cool vacation that doesn't cost thousands of dollars that you give to a scammer who's just taking advantage of your stupidity. Like, I know you've seen the footage of the last Fire Festival. What about that screamed really cool vacation? You went to just the middle of nothing and had a tent and a cheese sandwich. What's cool about that? I guess just the bragging right to say that you went to the Fire Festival sequel and still got nothing. So maybe you get like 5 extra likes on your Instagram post whining about it. It's your fault, and it's a stupid thought process. No one is going to be headlining Fire Festival 2. I'll tell you right now. There's nothing to be optimistic about. It is not happening. Billy McFarland is a scammer. He is legitimately, evolutionarily designed to just lie, make shit up, and exploit stupid people for money. That's it. There's no chance that this happens this time around. And it's not like while he's been in prison, he's somehow learned how to throw the Fire Festival 2 properly. It's not like he got better connections while in the slammer. So it's going to be even less possible than it was the first time around. Silly Billy still owes $26 million to victims of his first scam and has no actual plan of paying that back. This is a desperate attempt to get a very quick infusion of cash in another imaginary festival to repay the first batch of suckers that bought into it. And let's not forget, this is already the second time since being released from jail that he's cooked up a fucking festival. He tried to do Pirate last time. I made a whole video on that. He tried to do an NFT scavenger hunt island vacation called Pirate, which he has now apparently wiped his ass with. So he's already canceled one of his imaginary events after trying to get money from it, and now he's doing it again with Fire Festival 2, but this time around, for some reason, people like this couple are spending money on it. It's pathetic. It's so fucking pathetic. He's also still considered a fugitive in the Bahamas. Like, no one is going to work with this guy. Absolutely nobody. So how could there even be a single thing to be optimistic about with Fire Festival 2? What you have done is just help a desperate scammer try and repay victims of his scam from the past. At that point, just donate to his GoFundMe, I guess. Why buy his Fire Festival 2 make-believe tickets? Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, I just had to talk about this. That's about it. See ya.